Hey everybody, welcome to A Culinary Journey. I'm Luca Paris, and today we're going to be talking about chocolate. That's it. Chocolate souffle, gluten-free, good time. My good friend Allan's going to be with us from Unbridled Chocolates. You're going to love it. Chocolate, chocolate, chocolate. Hey, guess what? Your chocolate culinary journey starts now. Hey everybody, welcome back to A Culinary Journey. I'm here with
Allan Crofut.
I love doing that to people.
Unbridled Chocolates.
You don't know if you're going to have to introduce yourself or not. This is Allan, Unbridled Chocolates in Marlboro, and known throughout the world, right, Allan?
Actually, yes.
Yeah?
All over the land.
All over the land. Well, this is a great idea. We're going to do a chocolate souffle, right, today?
Chocolate souffle, a gluten-free, wonderful dessert, fairly easy to make. You can make it right here at home. Right in your home. This is a great kitchen to try it in. This is like a home kitchen. I like it a lot.
It's designed by Vermont Cabinetry.
And you know, you can tell this feels like Vermont wood, and there's nothing like, yeah. When I lived in San Francisco, I had Vermont birch flowing out for my cabinets.
Really?
I missed it so much. New England is so cool.
It's a beautiful place. Yeah. Did you have trees growing in the backyard that were?
There's no trees in California.
There you go. Well, so we're going to be making a chocolate souffle. Now, as soon as you hear chocolate souffle, you think, oh, French restaurant, got to order it in advance, and so it scares a lot of people.
I know, souffle is a big scary word.
Right, it's one of those things that I can't do it.
Yeah.
But you're going to show me how to do it.
It's so simple. It's so simple. There's a couple of steps, and you have to take them. I don't know. I've screwed this recipe up every possible way you can, and it still comes out right.
Perfect.
A couple of steps: eggs, sugar, cream, butter. End of story.
That's it.
That's all we got in here.
Is there any chocolate in it?
Oh, the chocolate.
Yeah.
Chocolate. Yeah.
See,
speaking of chocolate, here's what I do otherwise. Never miss a shameless plug.
There you go.
Unbridled Chocolates. And here we have our chocolate truffles, caramel toasted coconut, the organic caramel with a little bit of Himalayan salt. So yeah, knock yourself out.
I will, because I have nothing to do.
All right. First things first, how do we get this going? It's the eggs. Now here, notice I brought cage-free organic eggs. I got these right in one of our local grocery stores, and I urge you to also. The reason why is these eggs, when they're being fed when they're feeding the hen, they're not feeding them a bunch of stuff. They're not injecting them with a bunch of stuff. It's good food. We know that these chickens are cared for, and there are certain standards.
And they come out with these cute little stamps on them, too.
CFO, I don't really know what it means, but they're very cool. And the difference is...
Cage-free organic.
Oh, okay. Yeah, very good.
This is why I get paid the big bucks on this show. I'm just letting you know.
I take notes. In fact, I got my little thing.
Yeah, there you go.
But the reason why I use these is food just comes out better. And if there's anything I can get across to you, start out with good ingredients, your food will come out better.
Cool.
So first thing we're going to do is separate some eggs, which is fairly simple. You want an edge on the bowl. I prefer an edge on the inside if you can, but on the edge on the outside makes a little bit of a mess, but somebody's going to clean it up, right?
Not me.
Okay. We're going to just separate the eggs and the yolks.
Now, when you're separating, so you're making two things. You're making a batter and you're making... what else?
Well, we're gonna make the batter first.
Okay, and that's with the egg yolks go with the batter?
The egg yolks and the egg whites go with the batter.
Okay, and they kind of get folded together?
We're gonna use two separate techniques on the egg, and that is what's gonna give us our buoyancy. That's gonna actually give the cake a little bit of rise.
I have a lot of buoyancy.
Yeah. What's wrong with this egg?
Don't laugh at that. She's chuckling out there. So yeah, no. All right, so separating eggs, just as easy as that. Just kind of going back and forth where
you notice
the white,
how I just want to catch one.
Yeah, you're always catching the yolk, but the white just kind of falls down.
Now, there are people that are very fast at this. I saw a food show, the guy cracked something like 200 eggs in a minute and a half, I don't know.
Really?
There are egg crackers, you know, things that you can get that will do this.
So how
and
many
stuff.
eggs do you need for this recipe, basically?
This comes 10 eggs.
10 eggs. Now, is it true that when you're cooking, when you're baking, you know, you've seen my show before, and people
Sure.
have tuned in and watched me just kind of throw things together. Baking's much more of a science than it is, even in this area. Or do you have to watch out for certain things when you're doing this?
Baking is definitely a science, but I'm very fortunate. I tend to feel things as I bake, so I can tell when things are kind of screwing up. And
Look at that.
yes, yeah.
That is-
Saved.
There you go.
Okay,
think you
so this
got me.
becomes trash.
See that?
Now,
All right, you need this.
I know I do.
There you go. This is why I'm
Yeah.
here today.
Tell
So we
them,
have
boy.
egg whites in here. Does it matter if some of the yolks go in there?
You don't really want any yolk in there, but it's so hard to crack them without it. And I
Right.
used to be very, very just anal about this. And the truth is, you don't have to be quite so anal about it.
Okay.
What you do need, though, is sugar, because the sugar has to bind.
He knows where the sugar is.
And we have a few sugars here. We also have
Can I put this in here? No? Should I wait?
No, you can hang on just one second.
Hang on one second.
I brought 3 sugars with me because don't forget we're after ingredients here. The first one is all natural cane sugar from Florida, apparently organic. The second one is Domino's version of the same. These are a trend. What they're trying to do is introduce white sugar as a trend and sort of make it seem somewhat healthy.
Okay.
Recently, we saw the same thing happen with corn syrup, how there was a big pitch that says corn syrup is not bad for you, et cetera, et cetera. Well, recently, scientists, of course, came out and said that white sugar should be licensed the same way any over-the-counter drug is. All right, so you have these two opposite schools
So you're
of
saying
thought.
let's not go with this white sugar.
The white sugar is a good thing. We've used it all our life. This is better than typical sugar.
Right.
Typical sugar is 22% beet sugar, sucrose, glucose, etc. This is a better alternative,
for that.
right? We can get this in the grocery store, but I want to introduce you to something really incredibly
I'll take
different.
those.
Okay.
Bye, guys.
This is called palm sugar. It is from a sweet palm tree and comes from the Philippines. And this is one of those ingredients that you'll start to see more of across time.
Want help?
Yes, please.
Apparently you have eggy hands.
Now,
I did something.
palm sugar, you can even, here, you want to taste?
Out of your palm?
Yeah.
You get that joke? Anybody else get that?
Very funny. I thought it was very good.
You just get that.
Palm sugar is pretty sweet.
It's good.
Yeah.
It's sweet.
Not really a molassesy taste,
No.
but almost, you know. Similar to
yummy.
like a maple sugar.
Right.
Anyway, we're going to add a half a cup to each thing.
This is the best part of the show right here.
Now,
Is all the sugar.
the cool thing about palm sugar is this has only a molecular relationship with cane sugar. Your body loves this. If you're a diabetic, you can eat a mountain of this. Yes, if you're a diabetic, you can eat all this sugar.
They're all started tuning in now. They're like,
Yeah.
what?
So this is what I want to get across to people is you actually can make
All right.
things that are really good for you, apparently bad for you, but
So now can I put it in?
actually be a healthy. Yeah.
Yes.
Stick it right in there. Now I call these mixers.
Mixers?
I call them mixers. I call
Can I
them
put this down?
my twin Mercuries. Yeah. Go ahead. Put that
You
down.
usually have them going at the same time when you do this?
Well, actually, I do, yeah. And that's why I call them my twin Mercuries. It's like having them on the back of a, well, you know, this one I always wrestle with.
That's
The old-
right.
the old-
We're only a half-hour show. Don't worry.
Who has a KitchenAid in the
Yeah, that
kitchen?
always happens.
Everybody has a KitchenAid in the kitchen. I
Okay.
like this one a lot.
This one,
though.
I was a lot faster. Right?
This one has a nice
Can I
quiet
turn it on?
engine. Yeah, good.
Am I not? It's not going to blow up or anything. Right? That's it. Just let
Twin
it go.
Mercuries. Yep. There it is.
So basically, you're just going to let these go. This is going to get up
Yep.
to a froth,
Yep.
and then that one's going to be pretty
That'll-
much the same.
Yeah.
So where's the chocolate coming in this?
Good thinking. Let's get some chocolate going. What I'm going to do is melt the chocolate.
You're going to melt chocolate.
The way I melt chocolate, a couple of different ways. One of them is in a microwave. I can take a bowl of chocolate and actually melt it a little bit at a time, keep stirring it. Another way is with a pan full of water. If I can just boil up some water and then stop it from boiling I can put chocolate in another pan and create an instant double boiler. Now I've got 32 ounces of chocolate here, or about 2 bags of chocolate chips. I prefer the chocolate chips because they just melt very quickly. I get chocolate blocks, really big blocks like this. They come in cases, and I have to whack it with a hammer to get to little pieces. But I can take the chips at home, just like you can buy them in the store, dump them right in the pan.
So what we do, Alan, is we're just going to move this around while it starts melting, or we don't touch it at all?
It can give it a little stir every now and again.
Okay, so we have our chocolate melting. We have both the ingredients here mixing
Right.
up. This is it. These are all our ingredients?
We got sugar. When this is done, a little more melted, we're going to take some butter.
We're going to add some butter to it? All right, so
once again, can we talk about ingredients? I love ingredients,
yeah, why
can
not?
you tell?
Yeah, let's do it.
Butter. Cabot butter is a wonderful butter you can get off the shelf. It's the best butter off the shelf I've found. Unsalted, that way I can control how much salt I use in the recipes.
Nice.
You got anything to say about butter?
No, it's just...
Do you ever have French butter?
French butter's delicious.
Oh, my
really
God.
creamy and rich.
Why? How do they do it?
I don't know. It's just really good. It makes the best mashed potatoes, too.
Yeah, I would
French butter
imagine.
makes the best mashed potatoes. So we got the butter that we're going to add to this.
Yep.
Is that right?
Yep.
So that's what we're going to be doing when we come back from break. These two are going to be getting together. We're going to put everything together. What else we got? And then we're going to make a frosting, too.
We're going to make the
Later
frosting.
on.
We'll pull it all out, and we'll have souffle.
Souffle it is. Hey, don't go away, because we'll be souffleing you later. Oh, it's horrible. We'll be back in a minute. Hey everybody, welcome back to A Culinary Journey. I'm Luca Paris, and this is...
Allan Crofut.
God, your name's longer. Allan Crofut from Unbridled Chocolates. Anyway, what do we got, Alan? We're doing a chocolate souffle.
We got the chocolate souffle going.
And when we went away, we were whipping egg yolk with
palm sugar.
With palm sugar, and egg white with palm sugar.
With palm sugar.
And you were melting butter.
Melting chocolate. Now we're going to put some butter in there. We've got 32 ounces of chocolate.
Whoa!
I love doing this.
That's not like, oh,
Of course, in the kitchen I don't usually get to do it with my hands,
no.
but I love melting butter and chocolate.
So you just let it sit in there and it melts?
Yeah,
I don't have to do anything to
you
it?
can sort of chump it up like this a little bit.
And now over here on this side, I'm doing more chocolate, right?
Yeah, yeah.
And
Keep stirring that.
We're
You
going
don't
to
want to
stir
let
this
that.
chocolate.
You don't want to let chocolate get very hot. In fact, over 120 degrees, chocolate begins to take on different principles.
Oh, let me see. Really? Like what kind of principles?
Well, it begins to burn. And at that point, it tastes different, it reacts differently. In a moment, what we're going to do is combine all of these ingredients. But before we do that, we have to put them in a springform pan. But we got to prepare the pan. If you're not familiar with these pans, they're a little difficult to work with. They have a side that gets larger, the bottoms, etc., come apart. The way people always struggle how to put them together, I hold them upside down and just sort of make sure they're nested in there. You want to make sure it's nested, otherwise you put it in there and all your stuff falls out. If you've ever had that happen. Okay,
now,
how do I prep it?
Let me just ask you a question. If you don't have a springform pan, can you still do this at home?
You could do this, but what I think would happen is you'd end up using some type of a scoop to pull it out of the pan.
To pull it out, so it wouldn't necessarily be this nice round.
Yeah. The reason we do that is so that, well, you know, I have a business, so I have to put it on a plate and present it to people.
Right. Yeah. And you get something like that, and you have it all the time, and you can make this every day.
Yeah. So how I do it, I put wax paper on the bottom of the pan, and people go, how do you do that? Well, it's very simple. I take about enough wax paper for 2 pans, because we're going to make 2 pans worth here. Fold it in half. And then I use my handy marker, just draw a circle around it.
Now, while you're doing that, as I see the butters melt, as I see the chocolates melting over here for our frosting, I take it away from the pan so it could.
Yep, perfect.
And so that way the last couple of pieces kind of.
Yep. In fact, you could put drop a stick of butter in that one.
Stick of butter in there.
Yeah. Now, see, I have a circle. I folded things up just like arts and crafts. In fact, my kitchen at Unbridled Chocolates, I call it arts and crafts every day. Okay, so now I've got 2 circles, 1 for each bottom of the pan. And if you want to go the extra distance, I'll show you another trick. Same thing. We're going to multiple fold on our wax paper.
While you're teaching them to fold, I'm eating chocolate.
Who's got the better end of the deal here? Okay. Now, what I'm going to do is make strips for the side of the pan. And I try to cut this as smooth as I can, but the truth is I've had an awful lot of caffeine this morning, and I don't think I've ever cut wax paper on camera before. So forgive me.
You're doing a good job.
Okay. Now, in order to get the wax paper to stick to the side of the pan, we're going to use simple vegetable spray. There's nothing in here except vegetable oil. It is aerosol. I don't know how else to get it without aerosol. But what happens is you're able to stick these things right to the side. I don't know if you can see, right to the side. And a little extra. So these
Paying
just
attention to me.
fall right on there.
Look what I made for you.
That's beautiful.
Chocolate's the way to my heart.
You're wonderful. Here, you need a little bit of this right there.
Right there. That's the only thing I can make out of these things.
Chocolate hearts.
Chocolate. Oh, I'm still melting butter over here.
There could be a new business Valentine's.
Yeah,
for
no,
everybody.
chocolate hearts.
Yeah.
There's an invention. Let's
Okay.
come up with that one. So what if this butter doesn't melt in here?
Should be melting.
Well, it's kind of.
No
Should I put it on
melting?
the boiler a little
Yeah,
bit more?
yeah,
All right,
yeah.
you got it. I'm on it. Oh, this looks so good. So you got the sides of the springform pan in,
Yep.
right?
Yep.
And we're going to be kind of blending this together with the chalk. So now, do you fold all this stuff together, or you just kind of heavily mix it?
Well, that's a very good question. The folding part is what I prefer to call it, because you don't want to overmix this. What we've done with our eggs is add sugar and egg whites, sugar and egg yolks. Those are 2 techniques to put air into the recipe.
Right.
And what that basically does is take the place of the gluten that would normally give it buoyancy attached to, what's our other stuff there?
Flour?
Flour and baking soda, baking
all the
powder.
other stuff.
We don't use any of that.
Now,
We're getting through that with technique.
Now, so this is a souffle that's going to stay. It's not, again, it's not one that pops up, and if you don't serve it
rises
right
up.
away.
It rises up and then it will fall.
Okay.
And when it falls, it compresses. And when because all the air goes away.
Right.
And as it compresses, all the sugars bind together and stuff, and it stays nice and smooth.
And once again, we're not using any flour at all.
No flour at all.
Okay, so you need to, are you combining these two?
Are we good with the butter?
No. The only part I have to worry about, I'm not getting it done. All right, so did you ever do it where you just have chunks of butter in here, or?
Yep.
You did?
Yeah,
And
it'll
it
work
still
out.
comes out okay?
I really have messed this up, because in my kitchen what happens is I do so many things at one time.
Right.
It's not like I set out and go, okay, now we're going to make souffle. I make souffle and I do 2 or 3 other things while I'm doing it. And I'm just a guy. Sometimes things fall out of my mind and I forget what I'm doing. And I let things go and I go, oh no, I just did this. I got to do this because I have this deadline, or somebody's going to come by to pick this up. Oh no, it's a wedding. Ah! All these things happen. So I think actually we're in pretty good shape there.
Just so you know, most guys, when they think of their wedding, say that same phrase.
Well, guys are never complete until they're married.
Exactly.
And then they're finished.
That's a good one.
Right.
You just come up with that?
Yeah, well,
That's awesome.
Actually, I think
All right, so I'm going to go back to this part, which is going to be the frosting, right? So let's combine everything.
Got chocolate and
Pop it in the
butter.
oven.
Eggs and sugar. Now I'm going to combine the eggs and the chocolate together first, because this has the most amount of buoyancy. To me, this is the thing to be protected the most. So the other thing about chocolate is if you combine something cold with chocolate, you may end up with little teeny tiny chocolate chips, because the chocolate really wants to be warm with something combined warm so that it doesn't seize up on you. So as you're doing this, and that's part of what the butter does too. Like I have made it backwards where I put the butter in last. Like, oops, I forgot the butter. and it still works.
So you're
But
just folding this in.
folding this in, I'm trying not to put too much air in there. I'm trying not to take too much away, trying not to pound it. Like if you were to mix it with a hand mixer right now, it would work, but it would take some of the air out.
Right. And it's important that you incorporate the whole thing together. I mean,
Correct.
you don't want to just leave streaks because that's not going to really help you.
No, you want all the ingredients to mix well together because without, putting everybody to sleep in the audience, there's a scientific process going on here.
You're so ominous. Like a mad scientist. So here's what we're going to do. While you're folding that,
Yep.
folding that in, so this is the egg whites and the sugar that we're folding in last. So we have the chocolate, we have the egg whites, we have the egg yolks and the sugar in there. On this side, we're finishing up our frosting. Now, this is going to go into these springform pans. How long do they cook in the oven?
25 minutes
25 minutes. What temperature?
at 425.
All right, for the next 25 minutes.
I'm sorry,
we'll be
375.
375,
better adjust
25
that.
minutes.
Yeah.
And we'll get those in the pan. You'll kind of see the way they look. And we'll get them in the oven. We have
Yep.
one that you have to cool down to frost,
Yep,
right?
yep.
When we come back, we'll put this all together. So don't go away. You keep mixing. Keep going. Hey everybody, welcome back to A Culinary Journey. Hey, let me put that down so everybody can check this out. This is what it would look like when you fold everything in together, right,
Correct,
Alan?
yeah.
So you folded in the egg whites, the egg yolks, both of those that were separated initially, with the chocolate, with the butter. Real simple balance of flavors and ingredients. And, like you said, you can mess it up just a little bit, but it's
Yep.
not that bad,
Yep.
right? So tell me when is half. Is that about half?
Yeah, it looks about half.
How about now?
Yeah, looks good.
All right, and if I'm wrong, I could always add more to the other
Yeah.
side, right? So this, the volume on this gets pretty high, considering about what we're putting in here, right?
It does, yeah.
Let me
I'm gonna
get
throw some more in
yeah,
this
I'll
one,
throw
yeah.
some more in here. All right. And then, is this the same stuff? Like, remember when we were kids? Our moms would make us, let us lick the batter. You guys remember doing that? Because I know I did, and they'll tell you not to do it now.
That's why
I
I'm
don't know.
standing here. I love licking the bowl.
Right? Isn't that the best part?
I had to have a business created so I could lick
so
the
you
bowl.
could lick the bowl?
All the bowls I want to.
Okay.
Nicely
All
done.
right, that's awesome. I didn't even think about it. That's exactly why you went into this.
Well, when I was a kid,
That is going to be for me for later. Hold on. Look. Remember oh, that's yours? I was about to lick it, and my producer said no.
what
All
I do
right.
is I shake them down a little bit, not too much, and that spreads it out a little.
Okay.
And the other thing I do is give it a start up the side, because it's going to rise.
Okay.
So I give it a little start.
Oh, you give it
too.
a little bit.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Not
Nice.
too much. Not too much.
And then we get these in, 25 minutes.
Pop them right in the oven.
And if we're lucky, the bottoms don't fall out, right?
Correct.
Yeah. All right. So, and you made, now what are you going to put in here? We have chocolate and butter. This is for the frosting.
Yeah, we're going to put some frosting,
right.
some cream in here.
Cream.
And we will create frosting.
All right.
What we're doing to the chocolate is actually adding a little fat and a little water so that it doesn't harden up. That's the science behind what we're doing. This is actually a true buttercream frosting. This is the typical frosting that I make in my store. But I adjusted a little bit. I add just a little more butter to make it a little more liquidy.
So when people go out and buy their own frosting, it's really easy to make your own.
There's no reason on the
Super
planet
simple.
to buy frosting.
Butter, cream, whip it together,
Yeah.
and if you have
Yeah.
chocolate, you have the chocolate.
Butter, chocolate, and cream.
That's all you need.
Yeah.
And then, look at how beautiful that looks.
It's, taste.
I will.
It's
Hold on.
you cannot put that in a can.
No, you can't even put it on there. Hold on,
Okay.
I'll come back.
Now, how do we get stuff out of a springform pan? Honestly, if you've ever thought these are easy, I want to talk to you separately. It's never easy, but I pull them out through the bottom, off the top.
Really?
And then what I do is flip
Need a
them
plate.
over,
Oh.
and it should,
Do you want a plate?
because we have the wax paper there. Yeah, I got a plate.
Oh, you got it?
I got
Got you some. I'll find something. I don't even know what I have in here. Plates,
Yeah.
plates. I don't have plates.
no plates. We
It's
can
over
use
here.
this.
It's over here. Here it is.
We
Ta-da.
were so prepared. Okay.
That's why I get paid the big bucks once again.
So now we've got the souffle coming off. We're going to try to keep as much of the delicate sides as we can.
Because it's nice and crunchy.
Yeah. And it just looks interesting.
Hold on, let me get that out of there.
Okay. Now, so what we have
that's
is
beautiful.
a souffle. Chocolate, eggs, sugar, and cream.
And then you're going to put on
And butter.
Now, you know one of the things that I noticed you've been doing, you're not using whisks when you're working with the chocolate in this.
Well, the
even
whisk,
with this.
it incorporates too much air.
Too much, and then it starts, it falls, right?
Yeah.
So by doing this, we don't, I mean, this is just going right on top? Or
Yeah,
is there
well,
something
you know what I
else?
like to do is actually sort of
I just want to
drizzle.
eat it.
I know, right? I start on the edge.
Uh-huh.
See if I can get a little bit to go down the sides. See, like that. Just adds a little bit of decoration.
You know what, you're making me wait too long.
Wait, whoa. We got more to do. Whoa. No, one more thing to do, okay?
Everyone out there wants it on.
I have a special surprise for you.
You do?
Yeah, a special surprise.
Let's move this out of the way.
Okay.
You have a special surprise.
Okay, so now what we have is our frosting, a true buttercream frosting sitting on top of an immensely
that. You
chocolatey
need this?
cake. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what you
Yeah.
Okay.
Now this is the same thing, only it's white chocolate frosting. So I took the liberty of preparing this before, just the same way, chocolate, butter, and cream. And what I'm going to do is just make a circle, and a circle.
Don't push
All
it
right.
in my face because
And then we're just going to do
Oh,
this.
okay. I thought it was a target. I got scared for a second. There you go. All right, beautiful. How simple is that?
Very.
And you know, and they all say, you know, it's tough to decorate cakes and what have you, but
If it
look
was,
at that. Beautiful.
there.
Great
Souffle.
presentation. Chocolate souffle. Beautiful job, man. Thank you very much. Hey, that means our culinary journey is over because he's going to cut me a piece. And we're going to get out of here. So
You bet.
cut me a piece because I'm going to eat it on the way out. Hope you had a good time, Al.
I had a blast, Luca.
Yeah,
Thank you
it's
very much.
great having you on.
Thank you very much.
You know, again, Unbridled Chocolates in Marlboro is the place to be. Hold on a second. Let me grab that. I have a lot of jealous
If
people.
you
in
can
the
eat that
audience.
whole piece, I'll give you a prize. I'll give you
John,
the whole thing.
you don't have to tell me twice. Hey, chocolate's my favorite. Alan, you're the man.
Thanks, buddy.
Thanks for thanks for you being on, having this for me, whatever. Hey, I'll see you next time on A Culinary Journey.
Did you get any on you?
Oh, that's delicious.